was a 3-sport athlete in junior high and high school. Loved track and field. That was kind of my first love. I went to the state track meet all 4 years of high school and didn't really realize what a kind of huge deal that was until it was gone. And so when volleyball came along, I was a little surprised. The Mount was not the campus that I kind of had thought I would be at. I had always gone to camp at Wright State and thought, oh, Wright State, that's a great campus. And so got introduced to the Mount and was trying to pick a major, and so I picked chemistry. And I learned pretty early on that that was not going to be for me. When chemistry wasn't my thing in college, it was a natural transition to go to something health related. I thought about health and PE education, but I really did not want to be a PE teacher, and that's kind of where all the jobs would have led. So I guess when I look back at my high school experience, it was that interest in helping people and health and fitness, but I didn't want to be a nurse. I knew that. I didn't want to deal with blood and any of that kind of stuff. So, I think it's always was that interest, education, I think, and I love nutrition education. That's kind of the part that has always been trying to help people understand the bigger picture. I got a full ride college scholarship, which was a huge blessing because I came from a family with 4 kids and money was tight. And so I was very blessed, and I knew that that's where the Lord wanted me to go. I had prayerfully discerned that that was where I was supposed to go. And so when I went to preseason, my freshman year of college, I vividly remember we had to run 1.5 miles, and I was second behind the senior captain. And so the coach was really pleased that I had run this fast time. And then I had to weigh in. And that was kind of a new thing for me because in high school, I only went for my physical once a year. I didn't really ever weigh myself. I knew my body size was different than another friend who was 5'10", as the same as me. She was a smaller framed person. I was a larger framed person. I always recognized that body shapes and sizes were different based on height, but I never really paid much attention to what the scale said. And so the doctor always told me I was a good weight, and I never really paid any more attention to it. Coach said I had to weigh in. She looked at me literally and said, "Oh, I love your physicality. You're in great shape." I stepped on the scale and she went, "Oh, I'd like you to lose about 6 pounds." And that started it. I was very muscular, I was very fit, and I'm a larger frame. And so I spent the next 2 years trying to meet that 6-pound weight loss. And in order to do it, I would dehydrate myself before I had to weigh in each week. And we had to weigh in every week, and we had to report it to the trainer and report it to the coach. And every coach's meeting, it would be, "Okay, I ask you to lose 6 pounds. What's going on? I've seen you eating Oreos. I've seen you eating Reese cups. Like, what's up with that?" Well, it's because I had starved myself for a day, but that's beside the point. And so by the time I was a junior, I finally mid-season met that weight, and I had done it by all the wrong things. And so we went to the national tournament that year, and she thought the reason I played so well was because I had lost the weight and I had met the goal. The truth was I had finally had the monkey off my back that had been over my head for so long that I was finally free. Or so I thought. Because when we got back from the tournament, it was Christmas break, and I realized when Christmas break was over, I was going to have to go back and weigh in again. And it was going to all start all over again. And so it wasn't that I was really free, I was just in a different cage. And I was in that cage pretty much through the rest of college and the first probably 5 years of my practice, and as a new mom and newly married and all of those things. So it was just, I traded one cage for another. I was better when I was pregnant because I wanted to, have a healthy pregnancy. And so I ate well and took care of myself and all of that. And then after I had our daughter, your body changes, and nobody really tells you how your body changes. It's not really stuff that's talked about. And I was probably at my worst at that point and got into all the stuff to lose the baby weight and all of that stuff. And so, okay, I was better. And then I realized I don't want to do this. Got pregnant again and had a miscarriage. And actually I felt that I had caused it. It was my behaviors that had caused it. That wasn't the truth. It was a blighted ovum that had never developed, and it was just a medical situation. But that scared me and made me think, okay, if I wanted to have another child, I needed to change something. And it just so happened that I was in a Bible study, and we were talking about the image of God, and I realized I was being very inauthentic, that I really believed that I was a child of God, but I wasn't living like I was a child of God. And so it was kind of like those two things together. I went, all right, Lord, you have given me the tools to be able to do this differently. But it's not a diet that has to be different. It has to be my mind and my heart that have to change. And that has to be about behaviors. And it has to be about seeing myself as you see me, but it also has to be about behaviors and thoughts and feelings and emotions and how all of those work. And so that's really how I walked out of it, was looking at how do I feel? Why do I feel this way? What am I thinking? How does it tie back to something that was said in college, or this body image issue that I have because somebody told me to be a certain weight? And how do all of those things interact? I finished college with my 4-year preparation in nutrition, with a degree in nutrition. And then you had to go on and have an internship. And so I did a 1-year internship with Christ Hospital here in Cincinnati. And then you have to sit for an exam. So I sat for that exam and became a registered and licensed dietitian in the state of Ohio, and was that for a number of years. And then, funny enough, the Lord told me, let it expire. And I went, what? And he let it expire. You can always take the exam again. So I let it expire. And the very next month I was hired with this online health and wellness company. And they only hired me because I was not currently registered, because they already had a registered dietitian, but they liked that I had all the experience and everything. So during my health coaching years, I was not a registered dietitian. And then after the company acquisition with the company I was with before, and I was the director of wellness, and I decided to write my book and to develop my own company, I took the test again, just like the Lord said, and took the test, and I'm not taking that test ever again because I've taken it twice. But and now am registered again as a registered dietitian, nutritionist, a licensed dietitian, and also a certified integrative mental health professional. We provide coaching and consulting. So coaching for individuals, coaching for companies to help them kind of look at their wellness programs, instead of as a wellness program, to actually look at it as a well-being program that actually helps their people look at lifestyle well-being. And actually those programs do better when it's a lifestyle focus and not just a program focus. But my passion is helping people that have disordered eating and chronic dieting, and helping them to overcome the same way I was able to overcome. Because the freedom that came from not weighing, measuring, and being tied to the scale is a freedom that everybody should enjoy. And that's where health comes, not from a diet and the diet culture. So which is where I get to that whole culture of wellness.